When you're already overwhelmed, getting stuff done can seem impossible. How on earth do you even start? In this video, I'll share 7 tips to help you tidy when you're overwhelmed and that have helped me getting out of a level 2, leaning towards level 3 hoarding situation. I'll do so while I'm decluttering the 2 living room cabinets that took me ages to get to. Is your brain just as scrambled as mine, and do you notice you never get the stuff done you were meaning to? Make a list, and while you're at it, try to prioritize. Now I know actually remembering you have a list is another thing, but it changed a lot for me having written it all down. Now, full disclosure, even while filming this, I completely forgot about my own list. But at least it did help me to set up the trays and cleaning supplies and whatnot, rather than having me sit down and having to stand up again and again for being disorganized. Now, it's okay if you don't finish the whole list. Try not to be too hard on yourself, because being hard on yourself will only worsen the feeling of overwhelm. Make the list, be as specific as you can with the separate steps the task involves, and try focusing on the list to prevent getting distracted by, hey, what's this doing here? This shouldn't be here. Let's not. Try and make yourself follow the list. Do you think you cannot be okay with making a complete list and not finishing it? Make a small list instead and add to the list as you go. That way, it's okay to stop and you actually finished your list. And by the way, donating or recycling is a whole other step. It's okay to separate them and to not feel the need to take that extra step for this task to be finished. It's a different task that you can set at a different time. In last week's video, I talked about this in depth, but try to see tidying and cleaning as self-care rather than a chore. Try to change your mindset around cleaning. Think about how good it makes you feel when everything is tidy. That's some major self-care right there. Now, if it doesn't bother you, then that's okay. It's all about what makes you feel better. Being able to correctly assess how much time something is going to take is a known issue with both autism and ADHD, and possibly other neurodivergencies that I don't have experience with. So be kind to yourself if something takes way more time than you thought it would and you can't finish it. Aim for progress, not perfection. Punishing yourself will only make you feel worse and will block you from doing more if you already have executive dysfunctioning issues too. It's not your fault, and it's okay. Try to celebrate what you did accomplish. Try and make tidying more joyful somehow. What will make it easier or maybe just a little less hard to do that is within your powers? Do that. In my case, I get really excited about, for example, colors and smell. So for this project, I used Pink Colors tray as a recycle, donate, and keep box, and I used nicely smelling all-purpose cleaner that also happened to be pink. By accident? I think not. Or put on a nice podcast or show or whatever. Or let your kitties help you inspect the place for you. By the way, if this has been helpful to you so far, please let me know by liking this video and help me with my dopamine and serotonin levels. And subscribing for more videos like this is also a possibility, of course. Now there's actually another reason those pink color trays help with overwhelm. To both organize things as you go and prevent you from running all over the place and thereby get distracted by, hey, what's this doing here along the way? Don't put every single item where they belong if they should be somewhere else in your home. That too prevents you from getting perhaps lots of other stuff done except for your actual task. Make categories instead and use trays like I did, or just plain old boxes. One for recycling, one for donations, one for things you want to keep, and a trash bag for trash to skip the extra step of having to put it in a trash bag later. And always keep in mind that if having a donation box is just too much right now, then it's okay to trash to set your mind at ease. Your mental health is most important right now. The 6th step is somewhat of a summary, I suppose, but deserves its own spot. Don't beat yourself up for what you haven't managed to do. Also, don't beat yourself up for the state your home's in right now. It already happened. You can't change what happened. You can change how it'll look tomorrow. And beating yourself up about it will block you even further from being able to start tasks, let alone finish them at some point. Like I said before, progress, not perfection. Progress will end up in some sort of perfection along the road anyway, whereas aiming for perfection right away will prevent you from doing what needs to be done to begin with. So give yourself permission to aim for progress instead. Now for this last tip, I have to say it doesn't work for me, but I have read about how it does work for a lot of other people, so I still want to mention it. Set a timer for say 15 minutes and see how much you can get done within those 15 minutes. See if that works for you. because that's what it's all about. Personally, it stresses me out to be as fast as I can. I'd rather be slower and calmer to prevent even more anxiety. I'm guessing it's awesome if it does work for you, though. I just wanted to mention it's okay if you feel that it isn't for you. You're not alone. And who knows, maybe someday it will work for us too. If during this video it looks easy for me to make decisions, remember that I already decluttered like 80% of my home. As Marie Kondo says, you hone your decluttering skills as you go. At first it might take you longer per item, but at some point you'll start to feel what makes you happy and what doesn't, or even what makes you feel worse. So don't rush yourself. It's not worth the additional stress. Be patient, and most importantly, give yourself grace if you're not there yet. And as I said last week, try to change your mindset into seeing how this is all self-care, because it is. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll put a link to that video on the screen. I hope this video helped you. Again, please let me know if it did by liking this video and maybe even comment what works for you. I hope you'll have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!